Officer at O'Neill Global Advisors, joins us. Randy, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I suppose it's evening for you. Thank you for joining and staying up for us. Well, how are you looking at this, rally in India itself? We've seen an outperformance. Do you think this rally has more legs? Can you see investment opportunities?
Well, I'd say a couple of things. Well, India's had a good move from its bottom in March. It's still lagging many of the other Asian markets. So it's still down year to date. It's not back to old highs. So it has lagged some of the bigger markets. As I said last time I was on your program, we continue to like growth stocks in India. And indeed, that's been playing out. Obviously, technology has been very strong recently, but so has healthcare. Healthcare has actually been the leading group in India the last 4 weeks, and there's still quite a few stocks we like there.
Okay, Randy, good morning. So healthcare would include the pure pharma plays, or hospitals like Apollo Hospitals has done well, or diagnostic stocks have started to do well in India?
The two stocks we really like today are, we like Dr. Lal PathLabs. They're the largest branded diagnostic chain in India. They're growing double digit. They've given positive guidance that growth should continue for the next several years. In addition, that's a pretty fragmented market in India. So the major players are actually all doing well. People like Metropolis Healthcare and ThyroCare Technologies. So we think these companies can actually take share and grow double digit over the next several years. It's about a $10 billion market in India, and that market's growing at 10%. So there's lots of room. Another name we like, which is a big leader in India, is we still like Biocon. They make basically generic drugs for biotechnology products. They've got 3 products released in the U.S. with their joint venture with Mylan. They have a 4th product that's a cancer drug that is due to get approved by the end of this year. That company's growing very quickly, and that's another name we continue to like.
Okay, Randy, hi, good morning. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on individual stocks. So you said Dr. Lal PathLabs, Biocon, Metropolis, and ThyroCare. You also briefly mentioned technology. I wanted to understand, what are your top bets here? Do you like only the large caps, or do you also prefer mid-cap tech?
We like a lot of the large caps right here. We really like Infosys, which is obviously one of the leaders of the Indian market. What's happened at Infosys over the last couple of years is they've had a big transformation in the amount of revenues they're getting from digital technologies. Digital technology is now about 45% of their revenues. That number was more like 28% 2 or 3 years ago, and that division is growing at about a 25% clip. In addition, as you've talked about, the whole sector is doing pretty well. Tata Consultancy announced a large buyback. Profitability is improving for these companies. I think the EBIT margin for Infosys is projected to be about 23% for this fiscal year. That's an improvement of over 2% in margins. So we think that space is doing well, and we actually would still stick with the leaders there. And even though Infosys did have a big move yesterday, we continue to think that's a pretty good stock, both technically and fundamentally.
Okay. Randy, can you give us your thoughts of the U.S. markets as well? There is a no-holds-barred bullishness in those markets, irrespective of the fact that there is perhaps no fiscal package anytime soon, and the fact that it may not be a return of Trump. Is all that factored in if Trump were not to return in 2 weeks?
I mean, normally what happens with the U.S. market is it actually sells off in front of the U.S. election. So if you look at seasonal patterns, usually October is actually a bad month for U.S. stocks in front of a presidential election. The market's not exactly following that script right now. I think what's driving the market is really 2 things. One is the Fed continues to be very stimulative. They've told you they're going to keep rates low, and they're trying to increase the U.S. money supply. You can see the results of that in a weaker dollar recently. In addition, investors are very optimistic about earnings for next year. Investors believe earnings in the U.S. market are going to rise over 20% next year for the S&P. And that kind of hope and forward look is what's been driving the market. And then, as you said a minute ago when you were talking about your parents, interest rates are so low in the U.S. that bonds are not really a strong competition for stocks. and that continues to force investors into equities. I do think that I think that with the election, the thing that's most important is that we do get a quick result. I think the worst scenario for the market would be if you have the election and the next day you don't really know who won because of the high number of mail-in ballots we're going to have this year. I think that could cause some uncertainty in the market and a possible pullback if there's not a clear winner right away.
Okay, getting back to Indian markets, since you spoke about the digital transformation theme, have you followed what's happened with Bharti Airtel in India? That's a stock which has started to fall quite a bit. Any thoughts here?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite as up to speed on that name to be blunt.
Okay, but telecom in general, do you have positive view?
We do. We continue to like telecom. We continue to like all of the major outsourcers in India. And we continue to like healthcare. So I think there's still some uncertainty about how the Indian economy is going to move forward here, given that the number of COVID cases is rising so rapidly, unfortunately, and how it's also starting to spread to rural parts of India. So I do think that with the market acting the way it is, really the growth stocks are where we want to stay. And those two areas we like the most continue to be tech and healthcare.
There are two more areas that I wanted to check with you on. One is autos, where we are seeing a pickup as far as sales are concerned. And the other is construction, because, there is an improvement as far as infrastructure activity is concerned. Any of these spaces that interest you? And if yes, which are the stocks you like?
The construction space does interest us, especially longer term in India. It's unclear if there's going to be more fiscal stimulus versus the fiscal stimulus that came in May in India. But we do like some of those names. We also like some of the more steady consumer brands, Britannica, for example. So we do like some of those names, though we're not looking for a kind of rapid economic pickup in the short run, even though the country has reopened, given the number of people who are still out of work, and given the fact that the number of virus cases is ramping so rapidly right now.
Okay, a final word on the classical, economy proxies, consumer durables like autos and banks.
A lot of people want to like banks here, and I understand, HDFC is obviously a very popular stock. I do think the banks are going to continue to have a tough time given what's going on with rates. So I just wonder about the pressure that there's going to be on net interest margin for them, even though I believe loan demand is going to be strong once the economy gets back on its feet after the pandemic. But I don't really see the need to rush in and buy the major banks right here. And I kind of feel the same way about the autos. Though it's interesting to talk about financials, given that we have JP Morgan, Citigroup, and BlackRock reporting tomorrow morning in the U.S. I think what you're going to see with their results is that they're going to sequentially improve, but they're still going to be under pressure on a year-to-year basis. Though trading in the U.S. equity markets has been pretty good, and housing is starting to do better, so mortgages are starting to do better. But with regard to the Indian financials, I don't really think there's a need to have to rush in and buy them right now. I'd rather stick with the growth companies that are raising their estimates and reporting good results right now despite the pandemic.
All right, Randy, it's always great speaking with you. There's so much to learn. Thanks so much for joining us and giving us your view. So that's a view coming in. Randy Watts, they like healthcare and technology stocks. They prefer to stay away from autos and banks at the moment. Let's